Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha. To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Good morning, students. Today we will discuss another topic of the second chapter of history, kings, farmers and towns. As we have discussed in the previous classes, we are having the number of the resources which provide the lots of the information. In today's topic, we will discuss about the literary sources which provide lots of the information about the Maurya dynasty and the different type of the inscription which were used by the Ashok and Ashokdham. These are the three topics which we are going to cover today itself. Now our first focus is on literary resources which normally provides lots of the information. Some of the important resources are mentioned over here. Okay. Now first resources which is mentioned over here is Indica. The Indica book is written by Megasthenes. He was historian, Greek historian, and sent as an ambassador to Chandragupta Maurya Empire. He spent almost 4 years from 302 to 298 BC, and lots of the administrative information is available through these Indica. Whether the actual copy is not available, but some of the contents are available in different Greek books. Okay, so because he was contemporary to Chandragupta Maurya, that's why it is one of the important resource. Second one, Arthashastra. Arthashastra was written by Kautilya, also known as Vishnugupta and Chanakya. Perhaps he was prime minister as well as Dharma Mahamatya under the rule of Chandragupta Maurya. He also gives the lots of the name of the book is Arthashastra, which gives very little information about the economic issue. Most of the issue are related with the political and administrative concern. So these Arthashastra and Indica provide, because it was written on the same time period contemporary to Maurya dynasty, give lots of the actual, we can say actual information about that time period. The another book which is mentioned over here is Mudra Rakshas. It is a historical drama written by Vishak Dutt. In this book or in this drama, we get the information about how did Chandragupta get established the Mauryan dynasty with the help of the Chanakya and defeated the last Nanda ruler Ghananand. And also provide the information that Chandragupta was belonged to a backward community. That information is mentioned in this book, that is Mudra Rakshas. Basically it is a drama written by Vishak Dutt. Another one is, these are the Jain texts and the Bauddha text. So some of the Jain texts, because Jain and Bauddha religion was introduced by Mahavir Jain and Gautam Buddha in the same time period. So whatever the books were written at that time, it also threw lots of the information about the Maurya dynasty. Okay, so some of the books are mentioned here. That is a Kalpa Sutra, that is a Jain textbook which was written by the Bhadrabahu. And another Buddha text, that is Deep Vamsa and Mahavadi Vamsa, that these are the Buddha texts, also provide number of the information about the Maurya dynasty. Okay. Apart from these are the Purans or other things also available with us which throw the light on the Maurya dynasty, but these are the some major component which are considered as a important resources. Okay. Now we will discuss about the types of the different inscription used by Ashoka, because we already discussed the previous topic. Inscription were used at large scale by Ashoka. So what are the different types of the inscription we will discuss right now. Now let's come to Ashokan inscription, which we have discussed how the inscription were divided into the three broad categories. Three broad categories are mentioned here. The first one is rock edict, second one is the minor rock edict, and the third one is the pillar inscription. All these inscription, whether the rock edict or etc., these provide lots of the information. We will discuss further what are the information provided by the different inscription in next topic, that is Ashoka's Dham. Okay, first we will discuss about the rock edict. These are known as the 14 rock edicts, because the basic 14 main principles of the Ashokas mentioned over there regarding the administration and religion. That's why it is known as 14 rock edicts. Okay, 14 principles are mentioned over there. That's why it is known as the 14 rock edicts. These are basically available or we have found in Kandhar, Girnar, Sopara, Kalsi, etc. These inscriptions have been found in these places: Kandhar, Girnar, Sopara and Kalsi. The another inscription is the minor rock edicts. These inscriptions provide information about the Ashoka's personal life, especially the devotion in Buddhism, because Ashoka adopted the Buddhism after the war of Kalinga, and essence of Dharma. These inscriptions are available, or we have found these inscriptions in Bhapur, Rajola, Brahmagiri, etc. So what is the main composition? It's provide the information about the personal life of Ashoka, especially devotion in Buddhism. The third type of the inscription, also known as the 7 pillar inscription. Okay, the pillar inscription. These are the pillar inscription, refers to Ashok measure for propagation and spread of Dharma. Dham is mentioned. Dham we will discuss after this one. What is a dham? Is a little bit a different concept from dharma. Okay. So spread of dham of the pillar inscription. The 7 pillar inscriptions are popular because the 7 edicts were mentioned over there. That's why it is known as the 7 pillar inscription. That is 7 order, 7 principle, 7 instructions are mentioned over there. That's why it is known as the 7 pillar inscription. Because of the inscription of 7 edicts. Edicts means, we already discussed, edicts mean that is wish and order of the king. Known as the 7 pillar inscription. These we have found in Topara, Sarnath, Sasaram and Sachi. Even only in Topara, which is situated near the Delhi, we have found only 7 edicts. In rest of the pillar, we could not get the 7 edicts issued by the Ashok. So these 3 type of the inscription throw a lots of the light on the administration system of Maurya dynasty, especially during the time period of Ashok, political, religious, social, economic structure. Okay. Now we will discuss about the Ashok Dham. The Dham which is started by the Ashoka, we will discuss. Now we will discuss about the Ashoka's Dham. Ashoka's Dham is basically related with the Dharma. Dham word is basically related with the Dham, but it is not used in the religious context. Okay, Dham is not related with the any type of the religion. Even he used the number of the code of conduct, how we should behave with our elders, youngers or rest part of the society. That is a very high morals were used in Ashoka's Dham. Okay, like as a teacher, my Dham is teaching. But apart from this one Dham, the number of the things, the values, the moral values and how we should behave with the others is mentioned, and he also propagated number of the things. Even he adopted the same thing to propagate the Dham. Some of the basic principles of the Dham are mentioned here. We got the information about this Dham or these principles through different inscription. So different inscriptions also mention here how did we get the information about the principles. Okay, the first one is it is very common, respect to elders. As a younger, we should respect to elder. Where it was mentioned, it is not, we are not having the lot information about this one. The second one is love to youngster. As we respect elders, on the same way, elders also love, affectionate to the youngster. This was mentioned in Rock Addict 11 and 13 that we should treat our slaves and servants properly. Okay, we should not behave in an unjustifying manner with slaves and servants. This is also mentioned in Rock Addict 11 and 13. Another principle is truthfulness. We should speak truth always. That is another principle which was mentioned in the Rock Addict 7 and 2nd and 7. Okay. Sinless life. People should follow the sinless life. They should avoid the such type of the jealousy, anger, other things which can create the problem. And it was mentioned in Pillar Addict 3rd that we have discussed, Pillar Addicts. Another one, ahimsa. Ahimsa is very common as because Ashoka adopted the Bodh religion, or that is a very common principle of the Bodh religion. Ahimsa. Do not injure any animal or any human being, any living organism. Okay. Another one is charity. So we should donate, we should give to all those people who are in need, especially the scholars, hermits, saints, etc. And these information are available through Rock Addict 11. And it also stresses on Dharmadan because it is considered one of the important charity, because it can change the society if we are providing the such type of the donation, or we are communicating the such type of the information. Naturally, ultimately, it will affect the society in long run. Stresses on Dharmadan also. Dharmadan is not religion. Dharmadan basically that we have discussed how we should behave. Okay. Religious tolerance. Information is available through Rock Addict 12. Okay. Religious tolerance means you are free to opt your religion, because at that time basic 3 or 4 religions were in practice, especially in India: Hindu, Jain and Bodh. Okay. So you are free to follow your religion. You should respect and love your religion, but you are not authorized to insulting the other religion. You can't condemn the such type of the other religious practices. Okay, so that is another important issue which is mentioned over here. The last principle is given self-appraisal, which was mentioned in Rock Addict 3rd. Self-appraisal means we should analyze ourselves, what are the good and bad deed with us. In that way we can improve our behavior towards the rest part of the society. So these are the some basic principles which are mentioned is Ashoka's Dham, which normally related with the proper and appropriate behavior with others, and very high moral values of code of conduct follows. I think these topics will be clear to you, and these are very useful information which can be not only for the CBSE purpose, but also it can help you out in other competitive examination. In next topic, in next class, we will discuss about the Mauryan administration system. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.